Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. We are the Mile High Property Brothers. Today is super fun. We're gonna give you guys a full map tour of what it's like to live in like the Denver Metro, right? So we're in the office today. I think we're on opposite sides. For some reason, he puts me over here off to the side. I'm probably mildly interesting when it comes to this video. He's our guru, but without further ado, let's talk about our full tour, map tour.
That's right.
Denver 2023.
You're not gonna wanna miss this one, guys. Let's go. What's up, guys? I'm Schmidt. This is my business partner, Will Grimes. And if it's your first time checking out our channel, welcome. And hey guys, while you're here, hit that subscribe button because we drop a new one of these videos every Tuesday and Thursday telling you everything there is to know about moving to Colorado and really the entire region.
100%. And we're licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado, which means just as much as we love making these videos, we will love more to help you with your real estate needs. That's right. Number that's popping up below. We are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if we can help you, we would love to. But with that being said, let's have some fun. Let's hop on the map and let's show you guys everything you need to know, especially when it comes to like your Denver Metro major neighborhoods that you might be seeking right now. We're gonna have some fun and show you guys some Google Earth. We'll show you some topographical maps and all the details that you're gonna wanna know when it comes to those areas.
That's right, guys. So this is gonna be in depth. We're gonna hit a lot of the major neighborhoods that compose the city of Denver, okay? So we're not going outside Denver today. We're gonna make a lot more of these kind of map explainer videos down the road, so definitely stay tuned. We found these to be super helpful for our clients. And a lot of this stuff is like exactly what we do when you guys reach out for a Zoom call, as we're getting more and more familiar with these areas. So we just thought, why not do this for you guys here just initially out of the gate?
And humble brag, we have one of the best websites you have ever seen built within real estate. So we're gonna switch over to that, let Eli kind of take the controls and show you guys, but what a cool website, what a cool interactive map that lets us zoom right back in and show you guys what we're talking about.
Yeah, so guys, if you go to milehighpropertybros.com, okay, this is gonna take you to our homepage. And what I love about our site is that once you guys scroll down, what you're gonna see here is a high-level overview of all of the major, kind of metro cities that are around. You've got Denver right here in the center, and if you hover over the particular city, it's gonna outline it, right? But you can kind of see here, like we've got the Capitol building, you've got the zoo, here's Red Rocks, we've got the Coors Brewery up here. For the sake of this video though, let's go ahead and click on Denver. And then this is going to be extremely helpful for you guys because once you scroll down, we have another submap here. And then this is gonna give you insight into all of the sub neighborhoods that compose Denver. Now, one thing I want to start off by telling you guys is that what's unique about Denver as opposed to maybe some other major metropolitan cities is that although we do have clear, distinct boundaries for these major neighborhoods, I would say in real life, the boundaries are a little blurry, they're a little gray. Like, you're not gonna feel a major difference coming from Wash Park to Wash Park West. You're not gonna feel a major difference coming from Corey Merrill up a little bit to Belcaro.
No, but from Belcaro, like you'll feel some difference between that and like Cherry Creek per se, because Cherry Creek, or more formally known as like Cherry Creek North, the north side of Cherry Creek, you'll definitely have some differences, but those are separated by like large major intersections or like the Cherry Creek Mall. It's a huge mall, so typically if you guys feel some changes, it's because of a large landmark, right? But a lot of the look and feel, like for a lot of these are going to be very similar. Commute could be different. The amount of parks that are going to be in some of these areas could be a little bit different. And believe it or not, even though they are very similar, there could be some that are just better fit for you and what you guys would like to do recreationally and your commute, et cetera, et cetera.
Very true. So game plan for today, guys, what we're going to do, we're going to start off here around University Park, and we're not going to hit every single one of these, okay? But we're going to hit the major ones that you should know about. And then of course, go to milehighpropertybros.com to explore more of these on your own. But we're gonna start here, and then we're gonna go clockwise up here around the Highlands and Lodo and downtown, and then finish off over here on Central Park, South Park Hill, Lowry Hilltop area. So, all right, so let's go ahead and start off with the University neighborhood, okay? Right next to University Park. These two are very blurry, as we mentioned earlier, and this is where you're gonna find Denver University.
Correct.
So right here, you're gonna find the exact outlines, okay, which I think is super helpful because a lot of people are just kind of unclear. But here you've got I-25 up on the north side as a north side border. For those of you guys that don't know, I-25 is our primary north-south highway here in Colorado. You're gonna hear us talk about it a lot.
Correct.
And then over here, we've got Downing And then on the east side boundary, we've got University, okay? Now, let's take a look at a couple of listings that are in the area, just kind of, you know, we won't go into details, but just show you guys kind of what to expect in the area. I feel like a lot of these are very prominent out there, okay? You're gonna find, you know, $1 million to 1.7.
Yep, and you're also going to find like some scrapes, as in some like new builds where they scraped an old. Yep, so like the one that you guys are looking at right now, he's hovering over for like $1.06 million. You know, you've got a scrape, you'll have some redone bungalows. And what I will say is, like the DU area, you've got some historic pieces to it, but then you've also got some parts that aren't necessarily historic, which means they allow for more scrapes. Once you start getting down into like 5 Points and some other areas closer into the heart of Denver, there's a lot more protected area, which means they've got like your Victorian homes that are protected and some other things, which means the scrape opportunity per se, or having like a new build in that area, definitely not as likely, but you could have an amazing redone Victorian home, or you could have like one of those bungalow homes in Wash Park that have been completely remodeled. But what's nice about, and I know we're going to cover Wash Park in a second, but what's nice about University Park, Wash Park, is it's not necessarily a historical district, which means the freedom for some of these newer builds where you've got like the mid-modern, I guess modern contemporary per se, with like the rooftop decks and the sharp, like a lot of really cool stuff has gone down there, and you just can't or won't see as much of that as you get closer into the heart of Denver.
So now what I want to do here, just to give you guys a little insight onto what the neighborhood specifically looks like. So we're going to head over here.
Is that flat or is that round?
It looks round, but who knows?
It's like a round, flattish. It's probably for a different, shout out to Joe Rogan, probably for a different video.
Yes, 100%. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to punch in this address of the house just to take us right down there so we can take a little look.
Whatever astronaut is doing this for us right now is uber appreciated. I feel like they got there in no time. Look at that.
All right.
It's like really cool and like really scary at the same time, right?
I know, right? Yeah, Google.
Sorry, guys, thinking out loud as far as like our technology
is
nowadays.
Pretty crazy. So let's go over right here, guys. So here you're going to see I-25 running right here. Okay. Now this is probably what, the Evans exit or Downing possibly.
You are right by the campus.
Yep. So as we are kind of scrolling through here. Here we go. What you're going to find, guys, you've got all these shops and restaurants. Let's go down to Street View. Shops, restaurants, a lot of college type food, right? A lot of like really good places to go eat. Hey, what's up, dude? Let's go ahead and just walk down the street here a little bit. You can see, you know, 2-lane roads here. This road, there's usually not terrible traffic on here. You are going to have university traffic, though. Gin's a really good sushi place.
And as you guys can see, like some of these roads, you've got 2 and 3 lanes on each side of the road. So as far as like the overall flow of how traffic flows down here, for the most part, is pretty good. And what's nice about I-25, guys, we've talked about this in other videos. There are so many exits on and off of I-25.
Yes.
That the only people that really get off on Evans are the folks that just need to go to in and around Evans. So you don't have a lot of congestion because of how many other roadways people have to access their neighborhood.
Yep, and this is Evans, or University, I'm sorry. So you guys can see just how nice and green it is. Look, no traffic down here. This is still all college campus here on the right. You've got some apartments and stuff here on the left-hand side. But this is a really good example of what, you know, the campus is gonna look like for you guys. And what I would say about this DU area, outside of just that immediate area, it doesn't feel like you're in a college campus, right? Like
no, not at all. And I don't know if there's any difference, guys, so don't quote me on this, but DU is a private school. So as far as like costs, as far as like certain like standards that they have, it's a beautiful campus. And then in and around like that neighborhood, like you don't have a ton of like frat houses and things like that where you have a lot of partying going on. I don't even know if there's frat houses in and around the area. I know they've got 1 or 2 buildings on campus that students can rent, as far as like if it's their freshman year or whatever it may be. But we've been down there a lot. We've sold a ton down there. We've never even heard of a notorious party house per se. Like you might get at some of the bigger universities like a CU up in Boulder, things like that. Down here, you just don't hear much. Folks are kind of just going to school, and they've got downtown and Denver Tech Center not too far away from where we're at right now by the university. So it's not like if you're going down here, you're going to have like
parties and stuff going on.
Yeah, you just togas.
We're going streaking! Yes!
or something, right? And like people running around covered in toilet paper. Like you just don't hear about those things. So a very good, well-kept neighborhood.
Now, another thing I want to point out, Will mentioned scrapes earlier. You can see right here, there's a scrape going on right here, this nice corner lot. And then I looked down here and man, you see another one going on right here.
And there's one that was finished.
Already been scraped.
And what's cool about these guys, so the one you're looking at right now, believe it or not, that one is actually 2 residences. Okay, so they took one lot and they split that into 2. So you've got 2 homes that would be technically for purchase, which cuts down on total price, or the developer owns that and then he rents both sides out. And then if you go back?
Yep.
What you can't tell is there's a rooftop deck on each side. So see that second window right there? Right here. Nope, so go to the right. Yep, guys, so right above that one, you've got a little balcony, and then on the top, on the back of the top, you've also got like a rooftop deck, and they're private per resident. So both of them have it. Both these homes mirror each other. Yep. Really cool development. We've been inside of a lot of these. The exterior looks different, but the layout overall on the interior, been inside of a lot of these. So really cool concept. Yeah. It allows just for more population. It cuts down on total price versus somebody having to buy one of those by themselves. But a lot of really cool opportunities with these. And then you will see some scrapes where it's just one single family home.
Yep. Now, guys, let's come back here, and we're going to jump over to another neighborhood now, okay? Now, one other thing before I jump off of here, I'm still in this university area. What is nice is you guys can click on this, and any hospitals in the area that will pop up. There's not any in this immediate area.
Any schools, any food, any shopping.
If there's any schools, if there's any transit stations that are around, any supermarkets, you can toggle those on and off. And then what you can do, if you come down here, you can download this full market report. This is going to give you a ton of information as far as demographics, what type of people live in the area, like just anything and everything demographic wise is in one of these reports that you can download. But let's go ahead and come back here to our main Denver map, and let's go ahead and head up to Wash Park. So we're going to head straight north now.
We're going just across the highway.
Yep. We're going to cross over I-25, come up here into Wash Park, which
one of our favorite.
If I had to say, there's one of the most popular neighborhoods in Denver, most notable, would probably be Wash Park, right?
And guys, it is because not just because people love living there and like people that are in that neighborhood love it. It's also because you've got one of the largest parks in the state of Colorado there, which once we get into that, you guys can see it. But it's got 2 large bodies of water. It's pretty much a 5K if you run the gravel path. That's all the way around it, which is padded. It's really nice. You've got amazing trees. It just brings a ton of like, not just residents, but you have a lot of folks from just the Denver metro that love going to Wash Park for jogging, for volleyball, for sun tanning on the weekend. So something to keep in mind is just the amount of influx of people you're going to have close to the park. Now the park does have parking, which is nice, but they still, your first 1 or 2 blocks, if you are closest to the park, on the weekends during great weather, you're going to see some cars parked there for folks that are accessing the park. Is it ever like mind-boggling busy where like you can't get around? No. And what's nice is because you're in the central part of Denver, the width of streets are still decent. You still have your garage or your detached garage or your long driveway for your house. So it's not taking up any like personal parking for you and your property, but something to consider. We've never had, out of the clients we've had purchase down here, we've never had any big complaints as far as like parking being so bad. They don't want to live there anymore. And as you guys can see on the screen right now, some of the homes that you guys have an opportunity to, to have access to are phenomenal. And it's anywhere from, in the 7s and some older homes that are a little bit further away from the park, all the way up to $3 and $4 or $2.5 million, and they're beautiful. Now, these ones that cost a little bit more that you guys are looking at, compared to like the ones we were showing you at university, this is a single family home. This is an entire lot dedicated to one home. Amazing, right? Incredible, just beautiful. Versus sometimes they have like those splits. You don't see a lot of scrapes that are splits in Wash Park.
Yep, I agree.
Wash Park's very nostalgic. It's recognized. This price point, this type of home is very consistent for Wash Park. Over there by university, you have some students that might be renting. You've got young professionals that are going to be renting, or maybe they want to buy, but they can only afford like that one side, which is maybe a mil flat or 800. You'll see a lot of that in like University Park. No, not University Park, but University.
Yep.
And by schools, again, you won't see a lot of that over here in Wash Park.
So let's go over to Google Earth, and we're going to take a look here and just see kind of the main in and out points here of Wash Park.
Downtown Wash Park is really cool, guys. Like they've got some coffee shops, they've got some restaurants. It's not called Downtown Wash Park. That's just what I call it. And if you guys remember me at all, like I just call things whatever I recognize it as. But that main yellow line you guys can see is I-25. Toward the top of the screen is north. Toward the bottom right of the screen is south. Just excuse me. No, it's actually the opposite. Let's let it stop spinning.
South over here.
Yep. So just to give you guys an orientation whenever this astronaut wants to stop spinning. There you go. So up to the upper right of the screen would be your north toward downtown, and then to the left would be south toward Denver Tech Center, Lone Tree, and all of that good stuff. And then show the two bodies of water for Wash Park.
So here.
Is that Wash Park or Harvard Gulch?
No, this is Wash Park,
Yep, there you go.
Yep, so you got Smith Lake. They're both huge lakes. I don't know which one is bigger.
So
they're both huge.
They're both huge, but so the Smith Lake, Eli, if you zoom in a little bit, you guys will see like they've got like a party house, a boat house thing in there. So this is where they have a lot of paddle boating. This is where like they've got these buildings. A lot of folks, believe it or not, they have a lot of wedding receptions here.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful, guys. A really cool spot. And then up to the top of the screen, if Eli wants to navigate a little bit north, they've got like a great garden right there. That you guys can see.
The big garden. I didn't know it's called that.
Yeah, perfect, right? So really cool, really beautiful. And then as far as like the other body of water, it's really just more like you'll see people jogging around it. You'll see people maybe feeding some ducks, some tennis courts, but not so much like the paddle boats or anything like that from what I remember.
Yep. So let's go over and take a look at some of the homes, that are around here. And so once you guys
that should be South High School right there.
Yep, that's South High School. So once you guys are driving north on I-25,
you get off on University.
Yep, which is this road right here. And you're gonna start heading over, and
to like
you wanna
Mississippi.
cut over to the park.
Yep.
You're coming right
That's
here.
South High School. You got to keep going.
Now what we're going to do, we're going to go and we're going to drop in on like this street right here. Let's go. Bam, right there.
That's South. Yeah, that's South High School still.
Yep, so you want to go this way.
Yep, bang right.
We're going to drive ourselves over towards the park. So you guys can see like all these homes and stuff out here. There's so many trees. Like this is just a classic Denver neighborhood.
This is classic Denver, guys. When people think Denver neighborhoods, you get the old bungalow houses, you get some of these new scrapes, you've got these big, tall, established trees, green. And pause right here real quick. Something that is undervalued a lot, especially sometimes depending on the new developments you guys might see, but big front yards and then sidewalks and then grass and trees before you get to the road. People love this because they can walk with their stroller. They can walk with their dog. We actually have this in South Shore where we live. They kept this consistent where we live, which is amazing. And you undervalue this until you actually want to go for a walk or walk your dog or walk your kids in a stroller. The amount of buffer it gives between you and the road when you're on the sidewalk and having some of that safety or feeling like you can have your kids in the front yard and there's just a little bit more of that buffer versus typically you got sidewalk and it's just connected to a gutter and to the road. So I know it seems super minor, guys, but not only is the sidewalk with the grass before the road just very aesthetically pleasing and it allows for like these tall trees to go right down the center of the block, it's also just way more walkable. And like what more would you want in your neighborhood than walkable than you walking to Wash Park, right?
Very
like,
true.
I mean, that's part of why you want to do it, right? So super cool that you get this here in Wash Park.
Yeah. So definitely, guys, if this is your vibe, you're for sure going to check out Wash Park. And even if it's not and you're living somewhere else, you'll definitely be frequenting that area just because it's
Vine
such a good
Street
spot.
is great. And guys, as far as like, just before we move on to the next area, as far as like some of those amazing homes that were on Vine Street or Franklin Street, you got amazing scrapes that are right on the block of the park that face the park. But even 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks away from the park, guys, you've got beautiful homes, you've got scrapes, you've got redone bungalows. Like there's not much. Like, for example, this is Vine right here, and it's several blocks away from the park. So just to give you guys some perspective, there's not much in the quote-unquote Wash Park area that has not been touched and remodeled and refurbished, whether it's a scrape, whether it's remodeling the consistent home, depending on what type of home that is. Like, you got a beautiful one right there to your left, that white one.
Right here?
See that? Yep, right. See the white? Yep, right there.
Yeah, let's take
to your right. Yep, that one. See the one in the center? Yeah. And then turn around.
Yeah, I see all the scrapes.
Yeah, see that? Like,
there you go.
It's my eagle eye.
Yeah.
Right? Like, beautiful, but then as you guys can tell, across the street, they've got some remodel going on other consistent homes. And then on the block just behind this, now this is a good view here because this bungalow house has not been redone. But as you guys can see, right next door to the right, you've got another one that is getting done. This is a scrape. But go back to the one on the left real quick.
Yep.
Sorry, buddy.
No,
so guys, see that separate 2-car garage? That's very common in Wash Park. So even if you're not getting a new build or a scrape per se, and even if you got some parking that's on the street because people are hanging out for the weekend, right here, even on some of these outdated homes, this is very common. You're gonna have a very long driveway that can fit 2 or 3 cars.
Yep.
And then typically you'll have a 2-car garage separate from your house. So like I say, even if it gets busy, you still have parking for you and for anybody that maybe comes to your house.
Yeah, man, this is such a good example right here of just, exactly what you'll see here.
And again, okay, so like this house, go right back.
Yep.
So guys, if you look from right here, see the flat side of the roof?
Up here.
That's a rooftop deck.
Yep.
Right, so that's some of the pleasurability you guys have with some of these homes that are brand new, is just that whole like evening lifestyle. And when you guys are up there, you can see so far. You could probably see the park potentially from there.
Colorado is all about the indoor-outdoor lifestyle.
100%.
Again, with just how good our winters are, how good our summers are. People love eating outside, entertaining outside. So more often than not, you'll see new builds like this have those rooftop decks. Now, I would say that's something Denver specific.
Yeah.
If you branch outside of Denver and go to the other surrounding cities, it's going to be rare that you come across something.
Yeah, you
like
have a couple in like Southeast Aurora off of, oh man, is it Quincy out by like, they're like conjoined, they're touching, but they're 3-level. You guys will get some narrow, tall, 3-4 story homes that are new builds. There is a concept out here where you see some in Southeast Aurora. You see some, I think, in like Lakewood or Arvada. We can give you guys some information on that. But as far as like these uber custom ones, more central Denver. All right, guys, so moving forward, that open space that you guys see to the left, that's kind of like attached to Capitol Hill. It's not really, because that line that you guys see, that's I-25 North. So that open space there, you guys have like the Bronco Stadium, some old industrial buildings that are there. You do have Meow Wolf, which is really cool, but there's not really any living there. All very industrial, but something that we talk about a lot is Highlands, right? Like you guys know about the Highlands. We've talked about the aquarium. We've talked about Little Man ice cream. We could not talk so much about the Highlands and how much people love it and not have it as one of the places that we show today.
Yeah, it's true, guys. And really, we're going to highlight, this area, but really just coming back here, I love this whole pocket up here. We've got the Highlands, the West Highlands, Berkeley, and then Sunnyside.
Now, while we're here, Sunnyside and Berkeley have more single family homes here. So Sunnyside, bang for buck. Sunnyside is so cool because price point is still really good there. Again, you've got like your typical lot and block, which is like what you guys saw in University, what you saw in Wash Park. By lot and block, it means you got straight north and south, east and west roadways. It doesn't get curvy and weird. Just a little bit more established, a little bit older neighborhood. Smaller homes in Sunnyside compared to Wash Park. Some of those bungalows and new builds are huge. But bang for buck, the single family homes there, the amount of parks you get in Sunnyside, like personal little neighborhood parks are really cool. But let's definitely show the Highlands.
Yes.
Because if you're living in Sunnyside, it's because you love the single family home option. You love the commute to the Highlands or to downtown Denver. Again, even if you guys are interested in Sunnyside, you're probably going to walk down and enjoy your time in the Highlands.
Yes.
Highlands has more townhome condo-ish. It does have single family homes. Don't get me wrong. We're going to show some of those, but man, just a lot of the nightlife and recreation in the Highlands is awesome.
It's some of the best food and dining and stuff. Let's see here. Now, not to be confused with Highlands Ranch, guys.
The Highlands.
Yes, is
Highlands Ranch
different.
is a long ways away.
All right, so here we go. So you're going to see I-25 right here. Okay, let me stop this.
Yep, you got downtown Denver.
Yep, downtown Denver right here.
So
you've got Coors Field right here.
And just to give you guys some perspective, if we just keep the map right where you're at. So guys, if we were to come from Wash Park to where we're at now, you would have come from the right of the screen, which is south. So Wash Park is down the highway south. There you go. Perfect. Yep, down in that area. So you guys would commute across I-25 to your left, which is technically north, all the way into downtown Denver.
That's right.
And the Highlands.
And this is Park right here?
No. So Wash Park is going to be, that's Cherry Creek. So Wash Park is a lot closer to the highway right there. So see the highway?
Yeah.
Zoom in straight, 12 o'clock. See it?
Right, University of Denver.
Go to your,
Here
so
it is.
right there.
Okay, cool, So this is Wash Park.
I feel like they can tell the
here.
prior police officer and be like, Eli's got no idea where he's going. I got it.
Directions,
I used to fly the police helicopter, guys. That's why I used to that's not true. I'm being facetious.
So he's right. So you come up right here. You've got the International Church of Cannabis. That's super helpful.
So Eli knows what that is.
Here's Meow Wolf that Will had mentioned. Okay.
Yeah, and like I guess we can just show the bird's eye view. As you guys see where he's hovering over right there, you guys can just tell like you've got stadiums, you've got old industrial buildings. Like there's not much living in those immediate areas.
Correct. So let's keep working our way up I-25 here. All right.
And we'll go.
And then we're going to go to the Highlands, which is going to be right here. So if you guys are living in the Highlands, one of the things that I love about it is that, again, it's very accessible to downtown. So you've got these couple bridges right here. Here you've got a pedestrian bridge.
I'm so glad you zoomed in because like you guys can literally walk right across the highway into what we would call Lodo, lower downtown.
Yep. And then this right here, guys, this is all the heart of the Highlands. So you've got some phenomenal restaurants. You can see how much multifamily and duplexes there are.
Yep, and not to cut you off right here, pause.
Yep.
That's zoom in like one click. That's Little Man Ice Cream.
Right here, yep.
Amazing spot. And guys, just across the street to your left here on the screen is a park and a dog park. So that looks like a baseball field, and it is. However, that's actually a dog park as well. People, use that for that. Dogs are welcome. So this just goes to show you guys how friendly, like dog friendly and outdoor friendly Colorado is. This is in the heart of right across the highway from downtown, yet they still have dog parks and things for animals to go, and still gives you like that outdoor feel, even though you're right in the heart of like what we would consider our downtown.
Yes, very true. So guys, all these places, you've just got so many restaurants, so many good bars, so many cool single family homes, multifamily homes, duplexes. This is just a very unique spot. And then the other thing that I do like about all of these neighborhoods that are butted right up against each other, Berkeley, Sunnyside, West Highlands and the Highlands, and Sloan's Lake, is that each one of those has their own little strip. They're like little downtown strip, if you will, boutiques and coffee shops and restaurants. And I would say the Highlands has most of that. Berkeley has its own, Sunnyside has its own, West Highlands has its own. Guys, it's a very good neighborhood it's very neighborly. It's very, hey, we love living up in this little pocket here. Great spot. This is one of my favorite areas that we have.
All right, guys, moving ahead, you don't really have much living down here, but since we're on this map, we want to show you guys a little bit of like Coors Field and Union Station and just what it actually feels like to be, in lower downtown, or what we would call the heart of our downtown. So if you're going downtown for food and whatever it may be, and you're not hitting up like Go Fish or something, which is a great restaurant on Broadway, or Punch Bowl, if you're going to downtown, you're probably going in and around Union Station. But the ballpark, Coors Field, is beautiful. You've got Market Street down there. You've got Blake Street, some really cool stuff. So while we're on here, we might as well just take a couple minutes and show you guys, like right down below is like our light rail station. You've got the Pullman down there, which is where our penthouse is at. You've got Coors Field and McGregor Center. You see McGregor Square. Yeah, man, we should definitely show that. Let's give you guys a little peek into walkability and what it would look like.
So one thing that I want to point out before heading over to that station there, so you've got our train station right here. When I lived downtown,
when he was a drummer in a rock band,
none of this
had no direction in life until I met him.
None of this existed, guys. This wasn't here. There wasn't even really grocery stores downtown or gas stations. One thing that I absolutely love is that, over the course of time, they've built just some amazing apartment buildings. Like these are all really good.
You've got Avita down here, some cool companies. You got these parks. And guys, per capita, Colorado has like the most parks per square mile or per square something in the entire country. So as we're going through our downtown and our neighborhoods, like you guys are going to see a lot of those parks and just that Colorado outdoor experience.
Oh yeah. And the other thing too, they put a Whole Foods, like is it right here? Yeah.
Right there on the left.
Yep.
Or excuse me. Yep, right
there you go. So you've got a Whole Foods right in downtown Denver, which is very, very cool.
And it's a huge Whole Foods. Yeah. You might not be able to tell like how big it is from there, but it's huge. Going down here, like this is where you've got the Pullman. You might want to hop across because I'd love to show them the stadium across the rails.
Let's go check out the
railroad tracks,
stadium here.
The light rail tracks.
Boom. And McGregor Square over here as well. There we go.
Yeah, so McGregor Square. Let's start there. Let's start at McGregor Square. I wonder if we could walk right through it. So, guys, this is McGregor Square, named after, I think, the late Colorado Rockies owner. Amazing facility. It was built just in these past couple of years. super great. And this is like a sports complex for entertainment. So inside the center of McGregor Square, they've got these huge flat screens. They've got these sports bars with amazing food. So you guys they've got grass where you could sit on like this grass hill right in the center. Not sure if we can get close enough, and it's probably, yeah, it looks like it's still getting built. Oh, yeah. We'll get you guys some content where you guys can see the inside of this for this video that we'll throw in at the end. But McGregor Square is amazing. And then right across the street, you've got Coors Field. And then just in and around this area, you've got so many different restaurants, Tavern, View House. You've got a new one, Dirk's. I think Dirk's Bentley opened up. Yep, he opened a country singer. He opened up a bar and grill right there, just across from the ballpark. So a lot of really cool stuff. And as you guys see, as Eli takes you through here, you've got a lot of like newer buildings, but then you've got these older buildings like Cherry Cricket's taking advantage of, where you still have like old historic Denver, but inside is all brand new. They've reestablished it. You got these townhomes that are downtown. Really fun, and I think we're trying to give you guys the best just perception of like Denver's big, but it still feels like Denver, and you get this like not small town feel, but just old historic Denver kind of feel, you know, like it doesn't feel like it's, you know, too big per se.
Yeah, exactly. So again, guys, you're not going to find any single family homes down here, but really good if you're just looking for a good pace of life, right? And maybe you like a little bit lower maintenance living and want a condo or townhome. But let's keep going up and out to the northeast here.
Let's go South Park Hill, or what would you feel?
Yeah, let's go South Park Hill, and then we'll hit Central Park as well. So South Park Hill, another one of my personal favorites. Before we dive into the neighborhood itself, I want to show you guys proximity to the Denver Zoo and the Denver Museum of Nature and Science.
Right across the street.
Yeah, and then this whole thing here is also called City Park.
Right.
So South Park Hill borders that on the west side, and out on the east side, it goes out, past Monaco to Quebec. Quebec is the eastern border. You've got Colfax down here on the south side, and you've got 23rd up here on the north side. Let's take a look at some homes that are here. I would say that this is probably between like a Wash Park.
It's not as fancy as
Highlands,
Wash Park, right? Like it's South Park Hill is amazing. Very similar to like a Wash Park. It's like a blend between University and Wash Park.
That's it. Yep.
So you're going to get more bungalows redone. You get some more old cultured homes that have just, like I say, been refurbished. You'll have some scrapes there. Definitely not as like nostalgic or fancy per se as Wash Park. Wash Park has some of the biggest scrapes, amazing homes. Like you'll get some of that, but per cap, Central or South Park Hill still feels more like Denver.
Yeah, it does. And I would say, guys, you know, one of the things that I love about it is there's maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing, is that there's not really any predominant shopping or dining areas in the South Park Hill area. You'll see a couple, you know, one-off places here and there. But what that means is just very quiet streets, very easy parking, you know, because it's not necessarily a big, I guess, touristy type of place. Like maybe Wash Park is. And I use tourist loosely, like local Denver tourists, right?
Correct. And so again, pros and cons, right? Like you're going to have to travel 10, 12 minutes to get to the grocery store that you like. It's not going to be as walkable as you might think or as you might want. However, because of that, you don't have a ton of people coming in and out of this area. It tends to be very quiet. You've got one or two main streets that kind of go through because it does commute to, you know, City Park. It does commute to the highway, things like that. But you just don't have a lot of it. And, you know, Eli and I have walked this with clients before. There's been times where we literally just walked the streets during good weather because there were 3 or 4 homes that we were looking at for that client. We just walked it and they enjoyed it. They got a good feel for the neighborhoods. So probably one of the most walkable that you have in the Denver Metro.
Yeah, I would agree. And especially like if you go here, you know, during a weekday afternoon, you're going to see so many moms with their strollers walking down to City Park.
And again, you got the sidewalks, the grass, the trees before the road. I know that seems so minute, but so many good things about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, South Park Hill, just really good central location. This is a great spot for a lot of people. Central Park.
Yes, used to be referred to as Stapleton. Is now renamed Central Park. So depending on how long you guys have been watching this channel, or depending on how long you guys are familiar with Colorado, this might be confusing because people are so used to Stapleton. That's where the old Stapleton Airport was. And then for whatever reasons, it got renamed. It's now Central Park, but some of you might recognize it as Stapleton. So if you remember that, it's now renamed. If you're you're brand new to our channel and you didn't know that, no problem. Now you always know it as Central Park. And Central Park has got some new builds that are there, like traditional suburban new builds from like Richmond Homes and Toll Brothers, et cetera, et cetera. So you've got some stuff like you would find in like Southeast Aurora. In some areas, but what's really cool is like each little neighborhood had a different theme. So as you guys are going through some that Eli's showing you right now, you've almost got like some craftsmen. You've got some colonial, if that's the word for it, but then you've also got like modern contemporary. You've got farmhouse, and these are all from like different blocks and different neighborhoods with like little mini neighborhoods within this area, which is cool because when you guys drive through Central Park, every area just kind of has like its little theme, which a lot of people like. It's also got a really big park in Central Park where they run 5Ks. They've got soccer, a lot of cool stuff. And matter of fact, I think you're not too far from the actual soccer stadium out there.
Oh, on I-70?
Is that Dick's Complex?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Dick's Sporting Goods Complex. That is literally right on the, I want to say the west side of Central Park area. So if you guys are into soccer and just want to go out to some sporting events.
Dick's Sporting Goods right here.
Which is really cool. You've got all these fields where a lot of people play, but then you've got like the main complex where, I don't think it was the World Cup. I don't want to get weird. But like the Denver Rapids or Colorado Rapids, they play there. And then literally, guys, now you're looking to the east of that park. This is Central Park.
And then we go down here south. So you're going to see when he was talking about all those like different neighborhoods, you can see how it's like segmented like this, right?
You guys can see all the little mini neighborhoods within like the big neighborhood, and that's where you get like the different themes of homes, which is really cool.
Park.
Crazy.
They're literally everywhere. So
I mean, even on the bend of the road there, you've got like a ton of grass area for everybody that's on that side of the street.
Yep. And the unique part about Central Park to me, guys, is you're within Denver. You're within the city of Denver. However,
can you zoom in a little bit?
Yep. However, guys, this feels like a suburban area within Denver. And now, you don't have any other area like that.
At all. And again, you've got different themed homes, but something I wanted to show you guys here is you actually have a walkway in the center of the road. So you guys have this road here. This is a one-way road that's going whatever way Eli is driving, as you guys can tell by see the cars parked on the road. So back up a little bit. I'm not sure where you guys come from. Typically, it's etiquette. Out here, I think it's law. But you've got to park on that side of the street in the same direction as traffic flows. So as you guys can see, the cars are parked there. But if Eli turns to the left, you'll see the sidewalk in the center with like flowers and wild grass. And then you've got another road that goes the other way. So it's this large roadway, right? And then each direction has like its own road per se. But then, like I say, you've got this. So not only do you have the sidewalks on the sides of the street, but you've also got these walkways in the center. And I can't remember which area it is, but you know when you take like 6th Avenue or 17th downtown, and you got all those trees in the center with like that dirt path? It's adopted by that. Some of that is like South Park Hill. Some of it's on your way to like Cap Hill, but super cool. And then guys, these little parks, that's not even the biggest park that Central Park is known for. These are just the parks you find at the end of the blocks. You got some covered eat areas. Obviously, if you guys wanted to throw a birthday there or go throw the football or walk your dogs. And for the most part, guys, from our experience, these areas stay pretty clean. Everybody in Denver like that has dogs, for the most part, the etiquette is good. They pick up their dog poop, right? They pick up after themselves, which is nice because obviously if they didn't, and it could become a hassle. But you guys can see some modern homes down here. You guys can see some traditional craftsmen or whatnot. But just really cool feel. Really, especially for being this close to downtown Denver. There is no other place like this. If you guys love this, but you want to be within 10 minutes, 8 minutes of downtown Denver, there is no other place that's this suburban per se. And you guys, I'm sure, can tell through this Google Earth, see how spread out things are, see how large these parks are. This is definitely a different feel than University and Wash Park and South Park Hill. Definitely wider, more parks, bigger homes. These are all new builds, by the way. These have all been built in the last 10 years.
And I would say if you guys are looking for a large yacht lot or bigger lot, Central Park would not be the place for you. There's parks everywhere. That's where you take your dog.
Here's the trade. It's like you guys, now in Wash Park, in University, you guys saw some big front yards. There are some slightly bigger backyards depending on your lot in Wash Park, but definitely like big yards, things like that. Here, you guys can tell, hey, shout out to Tokyo Joe's, good food. You guys can tell that you've got your shopping and stuff, but if we turn around, you guys can tell there's not a lot of big lots for your house, right? There's not big front yards. There's pretty much no backyard on some of those. It's just your garage. However, the trade is, look at zoom out a little bit.
Yep.
So you've got like your alleys for your garages, but look at all of these stinking parks literally at the end of every block. And then you've got bigger parks that are within a couple of blocks of your house. So the trade-off, guys, for this design is not everybody wants a huge lot to take care of. Maybe you do. If you love big lots in your own yard, things like that, this is probably not the best location for you. But if you don't want all the maintenance of a yard, which a lot of people don't, but they love huge houses, but they still want to have some area to go enjoy parks or enjoy grass, definitely consider Central Park. I mean, as you guys can tell from the aerial view, phenomenal green, phenomenal parks. I mean, within a second of you.
All right, now let's go ahead, guys. We are going to hit one.
I love Central Park. That's a cool
It is
spot.
a cool spot.
If I were gonna live closer to Denver, as much as I love Wash Park, you can't not take a look at Central Park, man. It's so cool seeing that.
I agree. Now let's work our way down south a little bit, guys. Let's go ahead and hit Cherry Creek. Just while we're here, I think it's a good notable one for us to kind of finish off on for you. And I would say, while we're on this, if you guys are finding this style of video helpful, comment down below. Make more of this, right? Hey guys, is this helpful? Hey, I want to see more videos like this. This is a new style.
We'll do a lot like this for you guys. It's already coming. If we're doing it once, you guys know it's probably for a reason. We're going to continue to do it.
That's right. Now, Cherry Creek, guys, we've said it before. We call it, loosely we use this, but it makes sense, the Beverly Hills of Denver. You're going to find a ton of high-end shopping here. As you can see, it's not that big of an area. We're University out here to, what is this?
Now, that green, go back up. That green to the left, guys, that is a private country club.
Denver
so
Country Club.
All that grass that you see is not necessarily grass you should be playing on. I think security will escort you off.
Here we've got average sold price of 1.5. Okay, now a lot of that, I promise you, it's going to be condos, townhomes too. Here we've got 6 million here, 2 million here, 1.3, 1.95.
Yeah, anything a mill or below are all townhomes, condos. Now, the pause right here. Do you guys see this townhome for sale for $463? Or $469 to the far left. Something you have to consider when it comes to a building like that. That sounds super affordable. You've got another option in that same building down below to the right for $539. Keep in mind, areas like this with these townhomes that are that close to like Cherry Creek North or condos, excuse me, they probably have an HOA of $500 or $600 a month on top of your $770. Okay, so there's something to consider, and I think that building specifically has community laundry. I don't know if it has laundry in each unit. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. But as you guys are looking for affordability, whatever it may be, you might see that price of $469 and go, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, we could live in Cherry Creek North for that and like just have one of those condos in a tall building. It's really cool. It's got a great view, a little bit of an older building, but that almost $800 a month HOA on top of it is going to significantly change, you know, the payment per month and add it. So if you're running your math on $469,
figure that.
I mean, it's probably very similar to like having a place for like $700,000 almost. Yeah. Right. If you're adding in the HOA, which you have to, right? And when you guys are getting approved for those things, the HOA payment goes in conjunction. So just food for thought there. Make sure you guys are looking at HOA fees anytime you're getting into like a downtown area with condos.
Yep. And I want to give you guys a feel for a single family style home that's going to be out there.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Very
so Cherry Creek North, very proper, very established, very Beverly Hills per se of.
Yeah, and especially when it comes to the shopping, like, you know, if you're looking to go into like the Louis Vuitton or any like fancy stores, you're going to go to the Cherry Creek Mall for that.
Yeah, Park Meadows has some out in Lone Tree, but Cherry Creek per cap per store.
Yep.
I guess like a ton of luxury, way more. I mean, almost every store in there is like.
Curious, this 6 million, if this is single family or if this is a condo. Let's see here.
Yeah, it's got a nice gate.
All right, let's take a look here, just for fun, guys. Oh no, it isn't a building.
Yep, this is one of the newer buildings that's right off of not Second.
Interesting.
Wonder
what the HOA is on this. We'll take a look.
Look at that, beautiful.
HOA, $4,000. There we go. And it's under contract.
But you get the compass. You get the compass on the floor. See that? Okay.
There you go.
There's something to be said about that.
That's right. That's right. So coming back to the map here, milehighpropertybros.com, not brothers, milehighpropertybros.com. Come down, you're going to see the big city highlights, right? And then we have this for all the different cities, right? So if you want to click on one and dive in and just learn and explore, download the guide. That's exactly why we wanted to put this together.
And we'll do more videos like this, guys, just so you can hear our opinion and our 2 cents as we kind of like go through these. I think that can help a lot. And if you guys, if you go back to the main page, what you guys can also find on our website as well is our contact information. And if you can't see it there, you're going to see it right here because we're throwing it back onto the screen.
That's right.
Right, and reminding you that just as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you with your real estate needs. So that number that's popping up below, once we go back to our main big screen here, boom. That number that's popping up below, we are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if we can help you, we would love to. But with that being said, you guys enjoyed this video, enjoy the website. If you guys have any questions on some of that, please feel free to reach out. We will see you guys. I feel like we're on a talk show.
That's it. I know, right?
We will see you guys on the next talk show, on the next video.
See you guys.
See you guys.